Okay, so we got a Husqvarna here, and customer says that it won't go forward reverse, so I've already confirmed that. I checked to make sure that it wasn't in the pushing position. There's a bar back here, a rod I should say, in the back. If it's in, and this is all the hydrostatic engines and or hydrostatic transmissions, if it's in, you can drive it with your feet, with the pedals. If it's out, you can push it. So right here, there's a little symbol that tells you that. In, drive, out, push. Well, it wouldn't even go at that point. So I started it up. I had Carolyn get on there, operate the brake, operate the pedals. Well, I was under here checking out the belt. And so what I've discovered is let me explain how this works. When the brake is in, the drive belt that drives the hydrostatic pump, there's a pump in the transmission. When the brake's in, that belt stops moving. When the brake is disengaged, the belt engages. Now you may not be moving, but the pump is going. So all you got to do is hit the pedals, the forward or reverse pedals, and it'll go. It'll start putting hydraulic fluids to the tires to rotate it. Well, when you disengage this brake, it does not engage the belt, so it's moving. So I'm pretty confident it is not broke. I think is what happened is it has slipped off. So I'm going to take the mower deck off and find out why it slipped off. Hopefully it just slipped off for some reason. He said he washed it, sprayed up underneath there, and I feel a lot of grease, so maybe it's grease. I'm a little bit concerned about this job because he does not want me buying parts. He wants to buy the parts. So what he wants me to do is call Husqvarna and tell them what I need. He's going to go over there and get the parts. He's 94, and I'm a little afraid that he gets a little confused. So I'm a little concerned about this. For example, we've been messaging back and forth, and he forgot how he contacted me. So I'm a little concerned about all that. So I'm going to take off the mower deck and see what we can do to get this jacked up so we can look up underneath there. Well, I'm very disappointed that I didn't record it being slid out. All that work with those stupid pins. Yeah, got underneath here. He wants me to sharpen the blade, so I was checking the blades. Look at that guy. I can take it off by hand. It's amazing what you find when you're working on other people's mowers. So I'm going to start jacking this up. Not sure you can tell on the camera, but this tire is towed out a little. What happens is these lawnmowers, if you start hitting things with your tires, it'll bend this rod backwards. So what I need to get a breaker bar of some sort, and I need to take the tire off and pull it back, bend it back. You can maybe see how wore this tire is. He was yelling at me. I was trying to get it off his trailer, And he says, your wheels aren't straight, your wheels aren't straight. Straighten them up, man. Well, I was looking at this tire and it was completely straight. So I looked over to see what he was talking about, and I said, well, your tire's towed out. And he didn't believe me at first, so I said, well, just run around front, you'll see it. Oh, I've never seen that before. But it wouldn't have been much longer, he wouldn't have had any tire left. So it might be a little bit dark to see in here, but here's the belt right here, and here's a pulley. The belt has fallen off this pulley. The belt looks in like it's really good shape, so I'm going to put it back on and I'm going to take it for a really hard test drive. So I'm going to push the brake. So there's the brake right there. Okay, so the belt worked. I was able to drive around with it pretty fantastically. So I've taken the wheel off. I forgot to record it. All it is a little snap ring. It goes right here. You just pop it off with a screwdriver. It just comes right off. Don't lose it. You're going to need it again to put the wheel back on. Now I've straightened this. Remember I told you it was a little bit towed in, out. I guess it was towed out. So what we do here is you put a pipe wrench right here. Hook it in right there. And then if you have a big breaker bar, that would help. I don't have a very big one, so I have to. Now I'm gonna use my foot just to give myself a little bit of leverage. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna pull your breaker bar towards you to bend it back towards you. It would help if I was bigger. And then I'm going to put the wheel back on and kind of eyeball it to see how it looks. I think it still needs a little bit more. Okay, so I'm going to start sharpening the blades. Carolyn bought me this sharpener. It was pretty cheap. I think it was $10 for a set of them or something. And she said, give this a try, because I always hand sharpen, whether it's by a bench grinder or a angle grinder. I've been pretty good at it. I'm not trying to brag. My grandpa showed me how to do it when I was very young, and I've always taken pride in doing it. But Carolyn bought me this little device you put on your drill. I want to see how it works. I'm not giving it high expectations, and I don't suspect that if your blade was in bad shape with lots of nicks on it, it would do any good. But these are not in terrible shape. They don't have a lot of nicks on them. So I'm going to give it a try. Okay, well, I'm going to go with it's not a good purchase. It did okay. It'd probably be all right for knives. The thinner blade up here at the top, it seemed to do okay, but down here where it was thicker, it just wouldn't go. Ended up breaking one of them, and I was wearing this and I went out pretty quick. So the battery just doesn't last long enough to make it work on the drill. Okay, so it appears to be running well. Can't get the belt to pop off for the life of me. I've tried everything. Locked up the brakes. I know you're not supposed to, but I just wanted to test it. I straightened the front wheel, and it turns very nicely now. sharpen the blades. I mean, of course I didn't run the blades, but so I think it's repaired. So I'm going to call the customer and let him know he can come get it. So hope I can inspire you to fix things. Sing, live your dreams. Thanks for watching.